whole point is we can't, like the definition you're trying to say that it's like, oh, just based, no, like racism is based on the systematic oppression of people. White people have never suffered that. Yeah, you've tried to say it's possible, yeah, in the future it's possible to like have some form of systematic oppression against white people, but it's never happened. And so you saying that that's not going to be like up for argument is kind of like you, like a white man, setting what is or not is not racist. And so that's what's been happening throughout the centuries. And so you just telling me that doesn't make me believe you, because that's what's been fed to us for so long.
I mean, it's almost like reverting back to the civil rights movement. Now we're telling fat folks that they have to buy an extra seat. Not too long ago, my grandparents had to sit on the back of a bus. It's like, it's almost like segregating folks based on the way they look.
I can't imagine. Did you really say that?
Calm down. Don't act like you're offended by KKK. I mean, you're so offended by me saying that your approach is so tough.
Why do you keep acting like a victim, though? That's what I'd like to know.
First of all,
well, I don't think we can let something about the KKK just sit there. I find that so incredibly offensive, and offensive to the people who, at the hands of that despicable organization, have suffered.
You are coming from a totally different place than Jillian is coming from.
Why would you project something like that on
Because
stage?
you're projecting it, own it. If it is what it is, I would respect you so much more. Say what it is. You have a problem with fat people. I would respect you so much more if you said, look, fatty, I can't stand you. I hate you. Get the weight off.
Now, I understand you're passionate about this. You know, this is a picture of you with your grandmother. And you obviously...
I obviously hate her, don't I? Just hate her. Hate my mom, hate my dad. Why could you say something like that? You know nothing about me other than the propaganda.
You know nothing
May
about
I finish
me.
one statement?
You know nothing about me.
I haven't gotten to finish one statement. If you read my blog, if you go to actionagainstobesity.com, if you go to findingthin.com, you'll find out what I really am. And then if you want to criticize me, criticize me. Don't criticize me based on what the pro-fat movement writes about me. I wouldn't like that person either.
I did go to your website.
But don't say that I hate a certain group of people when nothing could be further from the truth.
I have two comments to make. First, I want to direct this to Miss Skinny Minnie.
Which Miss Skinny Minnie?
Isn't her name Mimi or Skinny Minnie?
Yeah, okay, Mimi.
Well, the skinniest girl up there. Anyways, she made a comment that you have to have a lot of willingness and motivation to be skinny.
I was quoting Dr. Kelly Brownell of Yale. That's what he says.
I don't care who you was quoting. You said it, own it.
I agree with him, absolutely.
Okay, good. But I'm a plus-size model. I am willing and motivated to wake up every day to keep these curves. I don't want to wake up and look like you and be confused and quoting everybody. Why don't you say what you have to say and stand up for what you believe?
Oh, I was just tagging on to, she was talking about the same Yale Center, so.
Okay, but let me ask you a question while you're standing up. Why is it okay for you to call her Skinny Minnie? But it's not okay for her to comment about someone's size that's larger.
Well, I don't know her name, so, okay, you got me on that, but moving on. No chubbies. No chubbies. No, I got something for no chubbies.
You said it, own it.
The difference is what she insulted when she was called skinny.
Okay.
Hashtags like Reclaim the Bindi, Black Girl Magic, Asian Girls Unite, Native Awesome, and Latina Tuesdays are movements created for and by people of color to promote representation, self-love, and solidarity. But it seems that whenever marginalized people create spaces to celebrate themselves, majority groups get a little uncomfortable. Ugh, but I can't have white pride. Isn't that just taking pride in my culture? Well, not exactly. Here's why white pride is very different from other kinds of pride. Number one, whiteness and white culture are already everywhere. Whether it's Congress, CEOs, beauty magazines, children's books, or the Oscars, whiteness is already everywhere. This is despite the fact that people of color, including Latinos, make up 38% of the US population. When people ask, why do we need a Black History Month, or Native Pride, or a Puerto Rican Day Parade? It's because almost every aspect of our schooling and upbringing in America centers around whiteness. People of color in history are regularly whitewashed or erased altogether, like Elizabeth Taylor playing Cleopatra, or Ben Affleck playing Tony Mendez Menendez, a Latino man, in Argo. Heck, almost any movie set in Egypt. And even when fictional characters are written as people of color, like Emma Stone playing a part Chinese woman, it's not uncommon for white actors to be cast to play those roles. From movies, TV shows, advertisements, and magazines, historically being white or looking white has been prioritized as the standard. And while white pride has always been the standard, black pride, native pride, and other racial pride movements are an act of defiance in an oppressive culture that says being different or not white is wrong. And let me be clear, proudly celebrating the achievements and lives of people of color is not saying that white people haven't achieved. It's a way to prevent marginalized people from being forgotten or misrepresented by a white system that has historically overlooked and oppressed them. Number 3, white pride has almost always been synonymous with white supremacy. Before you go too far down the road thinking white pride is just like any other racial pride, you might want to see who built that road and who likes to hang out there, because it's mostly white supremacists. Here are a few examples. In 2014 in Harrison, Arkansas, a billboard from White Pride Radio went up that said, "It's not racist to love your people," and that station's website redirected to kkkradio.com. You know, the KKK, the people who lynched, bombed, and terrorized black people in the name of white pride for over 150 years. Or there's the message board Stormfront, who use white pride in their logo. They have ties to neo-Nazis, were named the internet's first major hate site, and are actually run by former KKK leaders. And in the last year, several white pride Facebook groups have sprung up at American and international colleges. But it's important to understand that the term white pride comes with a lot of baggage. White pride specifically has resulted in the oppression and erasure of people of color. And when people experience oppression for who they are, loving yourself and taking pride in who you are is a revolutionary act.
We brought together 4 outspoken people to debate that question. Is it actually okay to be fat?
There are 10 million females, 1 million males who suffer from eating disorders in this country. There are really heartbreaking statistics about self-esteem.
I think the most important thing that we can give to a child is a love for their body. And having cake and ice cream at someone's birthday party isn't why America's fat. It's acting like every day is somebody's birthday party is why America is fat.
But what about when you start to go the other way and you say, oh my God, food, let's be so scared now. That's such a bad thing. I think that's also planting, you know, the anorexic seed possibly from the beginning in children's minds.
I mean, I started out as a kind of chubby kid and increased through all of these behaviors. I am this size because I dieted for 20 years.
Well, dieting doesn't get you to that size.
It does, actually. So when you go through the cycle of weight gain and re-loss and gain and loss and gain and loss, you do wind up at this size. I know, I did.
I was bigger than you.
I would never be a thin person.
Sat here.
I would never be a thin person. I was not before my dieting behaviors began.
But you're not answering my question.
She's saying that you've
I'm
given
saying
up.
that it's not about giving up is the thing. Like, I gave up dieting because it was a loser game for me. It made me fatter. It made me incredibly unhealthy. It made me full of self-loathing. You know, I have permanently